Hi guys, welcome back to my Animal Crossing channel where I play Animal Crossing. My name is Renee and I am the island rep for Moonlight Cove. So in today's video, we are going to be doing the second rendition of speed build on my channel. So the first time that we did a speed build, it was actually a redesign and it was in 3 separate areas, and the video ended up being almost 40 minutes long, which is basically a live stream. But today I just did a really simple speed build of Tad's area. He actually replaced Marty. If you guys are interested in watching that video, which I highly recommend, it's actually super funny. That video will be linked up in the corner as well as down in the description below. But I really have been looking forward to re-terraforming the area around his house in general for like months, and even more so now that I have chosen my villager, moved in that villager, and now have decided on a theme for that area. I have been dying to re-terraform and I've been putting it off so I could record it for you guys. So today's finally the day. I'm gonna re-terraform it for you guys and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But really quick, before I let you guys get into the video, I just want to ask if you guys can let me know down in the comment section below if you prefer this way of speed build. I'm genuinely curious, so I'd really appreciate it. So anyways, let's get over to Tad's area and get to re-terraforming. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with one of my favorite parts of redesigning an area, and also one of my favorite things to watch in a speed build video, which is literally watching someone take down everything in an area, moving all the trees, shrubs, flowers, everything out of the way, because I don't want to stop while I'm trying to terraform or redesign just to dig up a tree or a flower. I really do need a blank canvas to be able to do some builds, especially if it's an area where I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. In this particular build, I knew that I wanted my villager to have his own like little island within the island. I've seen a lot of builds like this basically since the beginning of Animal Crossing, and I always thought it was a really cute idea, but never really thought I'd be able to execute it or execute it well. So when I finally got this idea to do with Tad, I was really stoked to do it. My biggest worry about doing this kind of speed build though is that I do struggle with water terraforming, and I feel like I struggle to make things look pretty natural, but I think I did a pretty good job in this instance. I also thought about adding in an in-game bridge, but I kind of decided against that because I have a lot of like natural looking bridges in this area, and I just thought the in-game bridge would like overpower a lot of like the naturalness going on. And I'm also happy I went a little bit more natural with the bridge as well, because it just makes this area look like really swampy, which is always a plus, especially when you're doing a frog villager area. Like, you definitely don't want to shy away from like the swamp jungly kind of vibes, which I did end up leaning into a lot in this build, which I'm really excited about. I did eventually move towards this back corner, and I did decide to get rid of the staircase that was right there. A part of me wishes I had kept it, even though I really love the way that back corner ended up coming out in the future anyways. But a part of me wishes I had kept it because I actually ended up adding on to Tad's build on the beach next to his area. And usually I notice my villagers are interested in whatever I'm currently building, but I have seen nobody on that beach, and I think that's because it's so hard to access. So I think putting down a staircase in that area, but maybe not in that exact spot, would definitely help bring some villagers down to that area. And I also think it would help out a lot with like getting around my island for myself while I'm trying to decorate. Currently, the only way I can get over to that area that I did add on to Tad's yard, which by the way, I didn't get any footage for. You guys will see it at the end of the video, but I didn't record it. But the only way I can get over there is with these little water features that you guys are kind of watching me build. I put down a lot of these for like decor purposes, because I definitely think putting the water features in like a jungly area and putting like weeds on top, very much, again, swampy vibes, which again, we love for Tad. But these are also really convenient as like little stepping stones, and I used to love putting these everywhere. I kind of pulled it down and started using the natural like water terraformed bridges instead, because I wanted my villagers to be able to walk around and like not just be stuck on their yards or in a particular part of the island for the day. But when it comes to making the island accessible for myself while I'm trying to decorate, stepping stones are really pretty to look at, but they're also very useful in that way as well. But I am kind of trying to shy away from using these everywhere on my island because I still need to finish my museum, and I don't have a lot of like stream and pond fish. So I do need to cool it down with a little like water terraforming skipping stones, but in this area I couldn't deny it. I had to just do the most for Tad. He deserves it. So once I'm done messing around with all of my water terraforming and I've made everything look just about as natural as I can, this is where things get really chaotic. I try to kind of keep it a little bit organized when I'm decorating, especially if I'm trying to film for you guys. So I kind of try to keep some structure by doing the path first, but everything else after this, it just gets really chaotic. I kind of just move around everywhere, and I also run back and forth a lot. I did do you guys the favor though of cutting a lot of the running around out, because if not, this video would be like an extra 5 minutes longer. But as we can see, I'm still kind of trying to keep it in like a cottagecore theme. I did go ahead and plant a couple of bamboo trees, but I thought, you know, what's a couple of bamboo trees? It'll be fine. I'm not gonna lie, that very quickly changed as soon as I put down this bamboo piece by the cliff. Like, that changed everything for me because I have never used the bamboo partition. I honestly very rarely use any of the partitions, which I don't know why I don't use them. I never think about them. But the bamboo partition is amazing, and I am so happy that I used it because it really did give me a completely different perspective on how I could decorate Tad's yard. I'm not gonna lie, because it's so completely different from my theme and the kind of look I was trying to go for with Tad, I was kind of hesitant to do it, but I'm really happy with the way things worked out, so who am I to complain? I'm still kind of hesitating, so I'm kind of just trying to make this area look overgrown, but it felt like the more items I put down that were new to me, like this deer scare, which I, again, have never really used, it just started to feel like I was leaning more and more into that new theme, when in reality, all I was trying to do was create a little bit more noise ambiance in the area while also kind of decorating that little empty spot. I'm not gonna lie, in this very moment, I felt like Tad was urging me on in this new venture on a new theme, because I don't know if I'm the only one that feels super privileged whenever my villagers allow me to see them come in or out of their house. Because in the time that I have owned this game, which is basically since release, I have only seen my villager leave their house or go into their house like 4 times. And I think I play a lot. So I don't know, it just felt like Tad was giving me like his nod of approval when he came outside, especially because he kind of stood there for a second and it felt like he was just looking around being like, yeah, I like this. I don't know if that was just me or my imagination, but I did take it as a sign, and I leaned so heavily into the whole Zen theme, so I started putting down a whole bunch of these Karopi lanterns, which honestly, these Karopi lanterns are absolute chef's kiss, especially for this area that I'm doing, like the theme I decided to do. I knew I was already gonna do like a frog theme, and that's why I had put these frog models everywhere in Tad's area. But the Karopi lanterns were something that I wasn't sure of until I 100% decided on the Zen theme. And once I did that, it was so easy for me to put them everywhere because they are the perfect match between Zen and Frog, and that is everything that Tad wants in his area. I do think it's funny though that you can see me completely give up on trying to make this area any kind of cottagecore when I pick up the log bench and switch it up with a bamboo partition. I think that's amazing. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I totally thought that I was just gonna plant the bamboo tree, put down the bamboo partition, and that was gonna be it for this speed build, which I do think is funny looking back because I did eventually go back in and decorate it. And honestly, I ended up loving it so much that I actually think it's one of my favorite parts of Tad's area. That sounds completely ridiculous because it's literally the smallest group of pixels, but just the way it looks is, I don't know, it just creates peace within my mind, and I just think it's really, really cute. I'm also really happy because this is really close to the area that I would be putting the new staircase eventually in the future. So I'm going to be seeing that little back corner of Tad's area a lot more often once I do that. So I'm really excited for that. Also, just casually watch me struggle to put down the wall garden rock. I literally dug a little hole to make sure that the pixel was available because it was not placing the rock at all. But here we are at the end of my speed build. I'm just putting in the final finishing touches. One of my favorite final finishing touches to put into a build though is to add the noise ambiance, which I kind of already did with the deer scare. And there's already a lot of ambience with the waterfall right there as well. But I knew from the beginning that I wanted to add crickets into this area because it really just does something, especially if this is supposed to be like a swampy area. But I do like to wait until the last minute because I do like to hide the crickets pretty well, and it's really easiest for me to do that at the end of the build. Alright everyone, so it's actually been a couple of days since I filmed this video, and I have actually added on to Tad's area here in this part of the map. And it's also the first time that I decorated the beach. I haven't decorated any of my beaches since deciding on my theme and really going for it, and the one beach decoration that I had from like last summer had been destroyed about 2 months ago. So let me show you guys. I have these little water features that I'm pretty sure I already talked about, which I really adore those, and I also like them as a nice method to get over here from Tad's original area. Will I ever see him over here? There's just as much chance as seeing Tad here as there is seeing any of my other villagers, and I do notice that when I decorate an area, my villagers tend to get a little bit interested, but I have yet to see anybody come see this part of the beach. And the reason is because there's not really an easy way to get over here besides those stepping stones, but this is the area that I was recently working on. This might be a place to like come and pay respects or like meditate. It's kind of up to your imagination to what you think this area is. I just wanted to add a little bit more on to the idea of Zen, because even though this is like totally different from my island theme, I just really wanted to do something different on my island. I do also think it's really fun to play with different elements in the game, and I'm really enjoying having this little area. Like, I know it doesn't flow the best with my island, but I do plan on doing a little bit more moving around, and I'm super excited for the weeds to grow out because it's gonna look super awesome. And yeah guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I also currently just made an Instagram. If you guys want to follow me there, that'll be linked down below, as well as my Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!